So, old school RuneScape raids just came out, and from personal experience, they are incredibly fun. On my very first attempt, I ran with a bunch of randoms because I woke up pretty early, no one was online in the clan chat, so I ran with randoms. They didn't know what to do, then the leader just disbanded and kicked everyone out, which was a bit of a pain in the ass. The second time, I joined a group of 100 people, which is pretty fucking insane when you see that amount of people run around, but before I could enter the raid, I was in the bank when they started it, and then they started without me, and I couldn't join it, so I was like, okay, that was a bit shitty. And the third time, I'm here with a friend from the clan chat, we're just going to duo it, see how far we can get. And our first encounter was a boss, the crocodile bosses, where there's a meat tree, which is just fucking weird, just a weird thing, a meat tree. Yeah, that's a real thing. There's a crocodile and there's a big crocodile in the water. What you had to do was chop down the meat tree while someone tanks the crocodile or keeps it away from the people chopping it. And then once you kill the small crocodile, from the water emerges a big giant fucking massive crocodile that can like one-shot you with like 99. If you don't protect melee and watch out, he can just like hit 50 on you and then hit you with a 40 with magic or something. It's pretty fucking insane. What? What the fuck? He just got one-shotted. The teammate just got one-shotted. So we eventually made it to the Vanguard Bosses as two of us, but at the time we didn't really know what to do. In retrospect, I know that you have to damage them all equally, and each one of them has a different combat style you've got to watch out for. But yeah, we had no idea what we were doing, so as two of us, we gave it a shot, we tried our best, but ultimately had to give up because we had no idea what we were doing. So after giving up as a two-man team, I decided to get a bunch of members from the clan chat, there was 9 of us in total, and do the raids as a big group on Discord with voice and have a great time with it. Our first encounter as a team were Lizardman Shaman, and although Lizardman Shaman aren't a difficult thing to kill, I've killed lots of them in the past at the Shazane area back in Zia. A lot of the people in the clan, in this clan chat, the Fold clan chat, the clan chat that I host, not very many people are PVMers, and people are just there to like hang out and chill out. We don't typically do bosses together or PVM together. Everyone's just sort of laid back, a very casual player. Only a select few of them are actual like hardcore PVMers and know how to do every boss and have like great gear. So when you bring that clan chat in to do a raid, even though it's only Lizardman Shamans as a first encounter, it's still pretty goddamn difficult to try and organise everyone and try and make sure everyone knows what they're doing and stuff like that. It's difficult, but eventually we get the hang of it and together as a team get past the Lizardman Shaman. So the second challenge was like a rock crab puzzle with like crystals sticking out of the head and stuff. And initially we didn't know what to do. Initially we were like, okay, let's just fight them and kill them and get out of here. Then we realised, okay, we couldn't actually damage them. We tried using pickaxes to damage them, it didn't work. Then I noticed that when you attack them, they change colour. So I'm like, okay, what we need to do is attack them all at the exact same time so they all change colour at the exact same time. Then the door will unlock and we can progress. Like, that was my idea because no one knew what to actually do. That was wrong, obviously. Then someone realised that there's like a ball of light that's been fired out of the wall that you have to reflect or can be reflected. So eventually, by figuring out trial and error, I don't think anyone actually researched it, or maybe they did a little bit, but we mostly figured this out on our own, where you would use the crabs to reflect the light to hit the crystals in the middle of the room, and different attack styles triggered different colours for the crabs to turn into. So what you had to do was reflect like white light to the black crystal, then reflect red light to the blue crystal, then keep doing that, and trial and error we eventually got it done. So on each floor you get a like supply room where you can gather resources and resupply your inventory with Sarah brews, or in there they're called Xeric's aids. So in between bosses you have the opportunity to get your inventory back, get resupplied, get healthy, and get ready to do a new boss. Sadly, the time it takes to get everyone's inventory back up there fully stocked is actually longer than the fights and the boss itself. Like, doing the resupplying is actually the most time-consuming thing in the raid. They released a dev blog saying that they're going to make it a faster process and make supply chests and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about dropping food and everyone have to drop their items and stuff like that. They're going to make the process a lot better so it doesn't take up so much time. The next challenge was Skeletal Mages, and so far we haven't actually had one of the new bosses that were released. Like, the Lizardmen Shaman don't really count as a boss. I don't think they were kind of easy in comparison to the new bosses. These mages here, all you have to do is range them with Dragonhide armor or good mage protecting armor with Protect Mage overhead, and it's pretty easy. Everyone can just sort of AFK range them. So I think this was the fourth challenge, and we had to defeat 2 suits of armor in order to get through a doorway. Didn't really know what was going on here. They said use a pickaxe to fight the suits of armor, which apparently dealt more damage, but the suit of armor would slash you or drop rocks on you and deal insane amounts of damage, especially if you're not paying attention like I wasn't right there, and I died. I died to a suit of armor where I didn't really have to. Eventually we got the hang of it and started to like attack it then run away so the rocks didn't fall on us, attack it, run away, and that seemed to work well and we finally got through it. The 5th challenge was a Thieving challenge, where it isn't dangerous. You might get poisoned every now and then, but if you've got the Serp Helm, it's not that big of a deal. But all you have to do is search the chest, get worms, or grubs they're called, and put them in that big creature's feeding tray, and he eats them and eventually gets full and then falls asleep so you can get past them, and that's it. There's no danger, there's nothing to it, just search the chest. If you've got decent thieving, I think it's like 50 plus or something stupid. But this is literally like the weirdest room. It's just like, it's sort of a bit pointless, honestly. It's just like I guess it's a good break if you've had a challenging dungeon with a lot of bosses that you've had to fight a lot of difficult bosses, and you come across this room. I guess it's like a bit of a breath of fresh air, so you've got time to sort of resupply and get stuff done, because as we were doing this, there was people back at the supply room getting more supplies for us. We're on the final boss, guys. We're literally on the final boss right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it looks like it.
So we made it to the end of the raid without actually encountering anything new. We encountered some bosses, or not really bosses, but rooms with high level monsters in them, the shaman and the mages, but those weren't really new mechanic monsters. You just had to sort of kill them without anything difficult to do, and through that we eventually made it to the final boss without encountering any of the brand new, like really exciting new content, new bosses. I don't really know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, because we sort of wanted to see those things, but the chances of us actually being able to do them were pretty slim, because like I said at the start of the video, we're a clan chat and a group of people that don't really PvM and aren't really that great at PvM. We don't have fantastic gear, only a few of us did. But we were really excited that we made it to the final boss. Sadly, at this point, 2 or 3 of the people that were in this group of 9 left, and I don't think the raid scales down if people leave your group as you're in the raid. So the raid was created for 9 people, and when 2 people left or 3 people left, that's a third of the power we have for, you know, the raid for the final boss, and so it was very, very difficult.
Watch out for the crystals. Oh shit, man. Oh fuck, I'm low. Whoa! Oh, what the hell?
Keep moving, boys, keep moving.
No,
Don't stop. We're dealing 0 damage to this hand, holy shit. No one else is attacking it, guys. You gotta keep the DPS up. So the final boss definitely was a challenge, so much so in fact that we couldn't actually complete it. Like, we just kept wiping and wiping and wiping and running back in. We just kept suiciding in basically without any supplies, because we had none reserved really. So for like 20 minutes we would keep just running back in, dying, run back in, die, run back in, and just try and deal damage. Sadly, we didn't even get past the first phase. This was the first time myself, and I think everyone else in this party, got to the final boss. So no one knew how to dodge his attacks, no one knew the mechanics, no one knew what the fuck to do. Like, we were ranging the left hand when you should be maging it. We didn't actually learn that until our 3rd run, which isn't in this video. And we eventually got to the point where no one had supplies. We were all dying and just running back in, trying to like brute force suicide the boss. But we decided by the time we actually finished it, if we ever finished it like an hour from now, because it was taking so long, that we would have 0 points in the party. So that means we get 0 rewards, and it'd just be a waste of time ultimately. So in the end we decided to stop the raid, take a bit of a break from Runescape for an hour or 2, and then come back to it for a 2nd attempt. So here it is, raid attempt with the Fold clan chat, the best PvM clan chat created by yours truly, and fucking attempt number 2. Let's see how it goes. So our first encounter was the 3 lobster crawfish looking things, and I initially encountered this as I was trying to 2-man, as you seen at the start of the video, but we gave up. We did find out, however, that you have to keep their HP levels around the same level before they go into their safe mode where they crawl around, otherwise they'll heal back up to full. I think we all attacked the same one at the same time, like all 9 of us. So everyone attack the south one and deal a little bit of damage, then we rotate and we'll attack another one. So everyone attack the south one, we arrange probably, is the best way to do it. Okay, now attack the south one again. Attack the south one again. Okay, now attack the one that is going west. Take the one on the west. Okay, now north, the melee one. The one that's south, moving to the west, we'll attack that one. It was at this point I started to realise that I'm the best PvMer. Oh shit, it's got comboed out. Alright, I can't see, you guys have to organise yourselves. Kill the middle one, kill the middle one.
Oh yeah, nice.
Hey, we've done our first boss. So we successfully killed the 3 Vanguard Bosses, and then we got the Crocodile boss that you seen at the start of the video when I was doing it. But none of the guys that were in the party seen this before, so I was like, step aside boys, my 99 AFK woodcutting meme, the dream, is finally coming into some use. Like an AFK chop a meat tree during a raid, and that's pretty much what happened, so that was a good fun. So we finally make it back to Ohm, the final boss, and this time we have a higher level party. We have people with better gear, and we have the full party this time. And we also have a few people using magic for the right claw, because the information floating around at that time was that the right claw was weak to both range and magic. So we were like, okay, let's take a mix. Only a couple of people brought magic, and I just focused on range alongside most of the party. Sadly, I found out later that magic is actually the thing better to use, and range is what you use in his head. Here it is, our second attempt on the final boss in the raid, and it's great fun. We're all excited because most of the party, again, because they swapped a lot of people out, or a lot of people just went offline, so we got another party going on. Most people, again, hadn't encountered the final boss before, so this is their first time. So a lot of people, including myself, because I'm shit at the game, we didn't really understand the mechanics still, and we were getting hit by a lot of unnecessary damage. Luckily, I was smart enough to dodge the crystals that spawn below you, and because we were on Discord, every time someone got the white portal around them, we always tried to coordinate them to stand on top of one another. Usually, they would just keep walking past each other and failing to stand on top of one another. So at this point, we've almost finished stage 1. Both hands are almost dead, and once you defeat both hands, he disappears and spawns back up at the opposite side, and that's stage 2. This is the furthest we've ever been in raids, and we're able to get this far because people were using magic. Sadly, we were still taking a lot of damage, and at this point, most people had run out of supplies, so once people died, they would just run back in with nothing and just try and do as much damage before they died again. This meant that points started to take a dip, and people started to lose morale. We were able to get to stage 2, but then again fell into the same problems. That happened in our first attempt at this boss, where we didn't really fully understand what was going on. We didn't have enough magic to quickly take out the right hand, and we weren't acquainted enough with the mechanics for everyone to successfully dodge all of the ambient attacks that come from the environment, and ultimately ended up giving up once our points started to take a dip, and we realised that if we ever finally kill this thing 30 minutes from now, we're going to have 0 points left over, so everyone's going to get like a 10k reward, which isn't really worth the time. So once again, we decided to stop. So that was my and the clan chat's first experience in raids. I do have a third attempt that we done on the day of release that I'm going to edit right now, so I will make it its own video tomorrow. So yeah, I've really enjoyed raids so far. Everyone that's played raids, I think, have enjoyed it so far. Everyone from the clan chat seems to enjoy it and wants to do it again. So yeah, it's been exciting, it's been fun. Even though the rewards so far in this video have been non-existent, it's still just a fun thing to do with other people, and it's also a great challenge. And after every room, after every puzzle or every boss that you've defeated, you have like a sense of achievement that you've actually done it, especially if it's on day of release and the mechanics aren't totally figured out, like we had done with the rock crab type things. There was 3 of them. When we finally got that killed and passed the room, we were all very happy about it. And also, if you're interested in joining the clan chat and you want to do raids, if you're high combat level, got high stats, feel free to join the Dicerz CC. It's not a Dyson clan, it's not anything like that, it's just the username. And yeah, hopefully I see you next time. Goodbye, guys.